Hi everyone, it's Cliff, session 2. I want to give a quick disclaimer that the Inshot app is free. However, not all the features are available on the free version that I'll be demonstrating. So I recommend you upgrade to Pro. You're going to be using this professionally anyways, and if you're paying for this course, this shouldn't be an issue. It's $2.99 a month, or you can pay, I believe you can pay a package for a year, I think, for a discount. I'm not sure. Also, warning, do not delete your source videos or photos off your phone until your project is finished. If you try to pull up your project after you deleted footage, your Inshot project will not work correctly and you'll be stuck. You won't be able to finish it. Okay, let's open up the app here. Okay, let's get the app opened here. When we open it, we have a choice between video and photo. We're always going to choose video for this class. We're going to press that with our finger and we're going to press the green new button to open up a new project. Now it's going to ask you on your phone, what do you want to open this project with? A picture or video? I choose blank and I'm marking it here. I like a little running room before I start my video. So I press blank with my finger, and then I go down the bottom and press the green check box, and then it will open up your first project. As you can see with your first project here, we got that blank open. It's signified by that little checkered pattern. That's my blank video footage there. It's a couple seconds long. Also above it, you can start scrolling back and forth to see all the different tools. We will be going over these as the class goes on, but I just wanted to show you how to navigate that menu to get to all the things that you want to be able to do with your video. Okay, next up, we're going to press that little red plus sign. It's going to ask you, do you want to put a blank in or a video or photo? I chose video. It defaults to video. I'm going to choose one in the top right there. I press that with my finger. And then again, down at the bottom right, I press that little green check mark. It's going to load that video into your project. And as you can see, I can scroll through the video there just by swiping on it really quickly. You can get around on your video. That's your navigation bar for editing. You can also press the play button if you want to play it just to see how it plays back. I'm going to scroll all the way to the end here. And I noticed that my blank video is on the end there. I wanted it at the beginning. So you just press it down with your finger and you hold it down for a second and let go, and then it'll give you the video of the clips. You can just swipe that clip over and move it before the other clip. Really easy. There, now it's back at the beginning where I wanted it to be. And again, you can scroll with your finger just to go through all your footage just to see how everything looks. Now I'm going to click that red plus sign at the bottom there, the red and white plus sign, to add more video footage. As you can see, it's going to bring up, again, what do you want to add, video or photo? I'm actually going to add a photo this time. So I pressed photo with my finger, and then I chose a photo of my backyard there. So it added it to the film, but as you can see, there's white borders on it. That does not look good at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to press with our fingers the canvas button, and then we're going to press zoom. And then we're going to be able to zoom in the photo by sliding that slider over. We can zoom in the photo and make it look a lot nicer with no borders around it. There we go. So we're going to press that little check mark, and now it'll integrate into our video project. So now I've decided, well, I've got a picture and now I want to add a piece of video here. So we're going to go ahead and press the red plus sign again to add video footage. Going to pull up our list of footage on our phone. Of course, it defaults to video. I'm going to choose the video footage on the top there, right next to it, of the one I chose earlier. And now it inserted it into the project. So now you got my little picture there, and I'm playing it back to see my little photo there. And then it's going to transition right to this video footage that I put in. And it just makes this seamless film that we're creating. There's a timer in the bottom that will count how many seconds each clip is, as well as how long your video is. Now, after reviewing it a bit, I'm going to teach you how to exit out and save your draft. So on the top left corner, you're going to press that little arrow there that I've got a marker on with your finger, and you want to save it as a draft. Do not discard, otherwise you'll lose all your progress. So you're going to press draft, and then what will happen is it will say draft saved, and you'll be able to pull that up the next time you want to work on it. And that's it for session 2, teaching you how to use the app. As a small note, when you open up the app again and press video, it will show you your drafts, just like it did at the beginning of this video. So you can get back to that draft pretty easily if you decided to keep it and work on it. That's it for session 2. I want to encourage you to join our free class on Facebook to get questions answered, communicate with me and others, and please continue on to session 3. Thanks. Hi, it's Cliff, session 3, choosing your canvas and background. Let's get started. First, we're going to pull up the app again, just like we did in the last lesson. We are going to press with our finger video, and we're going to press new. Once we open that up, we're going to choose blank, like we did in the previous lesson. We're going to press that green little check mark down at the bottom right. Our project will open up with the blank screen, as you can see that along the bottom here. This is where we're going to learn to change our background here, since we started with just a blank black background. So what we're going to do is we're going to press canvas, and then we're going to look at the background options by pressing the background button. And as you can see, we can choose different colors. There's also different color patterns at the bottom. So you can choose all kinds of different things to have in your background. Now what we're going to do in this case is we're actually going to choose a photograph to be our background. So I'm going to insert another blank canvas here because I like my little run-in canvas to stay the same. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to insert a new blank canvas. As you can see, I'll touch it here, and you can see that there on the bottom. There's a new time period of canvas there. Now we're going to change the background of this canvas to be a photo. So I press the little photo button there with my finger, and I'm choosing a photo. And it comes in a little blurry, but you can actually press with your finger the non-blurry one next to the trash can there in the middle. And as you can see, it's a backdrop there. So we're going to go ahead and lengthen out that backdrop there of our canvas. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually insert a video. So yeah, we've got that blank part going into the backdrop there. So there's two canvas settings that are right next to each other, blank and then the picture. Okay, so we're going to insert a video. And I believe I have a video of someone skiing. So that's going to upload in there. Now as you can see, it's covering the whole canvas. And that's fine if we're just making a video that's going to take up the whole screen. But I'm going to do something fancy here. I'm going to go back to canvas. And I'm actually going to press zoom with my finger there. And we're going to shrink down this video a little bit. Next up, I'm going to use my fingers to shrink down the video even more, and I want to fit it into that little TV there. It takes a little trial and error to get it to the right size. Now that that's done, we're going to go back to our screen that shows our main project. And as you can see, we can scroll back and forth along the bottom and see that the ski picture is in that frame. Now I noticed it added in an extra scene there in the background, extra canvas, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that out here in a second, because I don't need two blank run-ins. So I'm going to hit the delete button. Now I'm going to play it. And it goes right into my canvas there of the nice living room with the ski movie that I uploaded and have fit into that little screen there. Next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some footage of people up in the ski area. You can see I'm pressing that there with my finger. I'm going to press the green check mark. But again, that footage is taking up the whole screen. So I want it to be in that TV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the canvas button. I'm going to scroll back here. scroll back to where it says canvas. We're going to press that. And again, we're going to press zoom. And we're going to shrink this down on the zoom. And then use a couple fingers to pinch it down even more on our screen to fit that TV in the background. We'll get that to fit right in there again. And then once that is done, we're going to press the check mark here. It's going to take us back to our project. As you can see, it just transitions right to that scene, and it's still in, the scene of the person walking around in the snow, but it's still in that TV there on the canvas in the background. Now, I'm going to scroll to the very end of the video here and demonstrate one more thing about the canvas. A lot of people will film footage with their phones in the portrait mode. That means they're holding their phone straight up at a vertical angle. So I'll give you an example here. I'm going to add video footage here of a woman. You really can't see her phone, but she's filming in portrait mode, and this is what portrait mode looks like when you try to put it on a 16:9 video here. As you can see, there's just borders all around it. And you can zoom in really super close to get that in the video, but sometimes you want to capture that entire screen, not just a zoom in on her face to fit into the entire frame. So what we're going to do is press canvas again, and we're going to go to background, and I'm actually going to press the delete button on the TV screen there, and now it defaults to a blurry background of that footage there of the woman. And as you can see, you can choose different levels of it being very blurry or clear. Here's the very clear setting. I like to go 1 in, which is just slightly blurry. And this is a good way to change your canvas if you want to keep that video in there like that, where you can see that there's something in the background, but it's a fancy way of keeping that portrait mode video shot, excuse me, in the background, but then it looks polished as well. So what we're going to do next now is I'm going to insert one last blank canvas here at the end of the video. Now I can have it fade out to black if I want at the end, but I'm going to do something different. So as you can see, there's my little section I've touched to show how long it is. I've pressed the canvas button, I've gone to background, and I'm actually going to change the color to white by pressing on the white color there. I'm going to press the check mark, and now when I go back and look, it turns to white. So I'm going to have this video fade into white. So I pulled up the transition there, which we'll get into in a further lesson, in a session. And I've added a little transition there to have it fade into white. So push play, and it fades right into white. Looks very professional. And at the beginning of the video, again, I have it on the fade in from black. And I'm going to actually adjust that transition just a little bit there, which again, we'll get into a future session, so that it's not just this stark beginning to the video. Which is a little transition, and we're going to fade in from the black canvas background into the video itself. And this adds a really nice professional fade in. It makes your videos look really clean. And that is it for this session. We'll look forward to catching up with you again on session 4. Hi everybody, this is session 4, checkmark and undo buttons and video ratios. Let's get started. I have a new format here where I've got the full screen on the left with the zoom in on the right. That's the new picture in picture function with Inshot, so I'm happy to use that now moving forward. Okay, so I'm adding a blank video. Actually, I'm adding a video clip here, and I'm not really showing all the steps to add that because you've seen me do this a few times here. Here's what I'm going to do though, is in this video clip, I'm actually going to, in the middle of it, split the clip into 2 separate clips. There's the split, and then I'm going to delete the clip I just split on the right there. Now let's say, oh, I decided I changed my mind. I didn't really want to do that. Well, you can press the undo button, which is the curvy arrow that points to the left there. I'll circle that there, and I just undid that. And I'm also going to undo the split I just did. But then I've changed my mind again. I want to redo what I just did. Well, that's easy. You can push the redo button, which is right next to the undo. It's the one pointing forward. As you can see, I redid the deletion, and now I'm adding in another video clip. I'm going to go to the middle of this clip and split it as well. And I'm going to delete it, at least part of it. Oh, I decided to undo all of that just to show you, and then I redid it. Very simple. It's really nice to have this feature, as there's often a time where you're going to just want to try something, and if it doesn't work out, or maybe you do something by accident, it's really easy to undo it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put some text in. And the reason I'm putting some text in is to show you what happens when you change the format of the video. And I'm doing this because you don't want to do a bunch of work to add text and then change the format of the video. It will change how everything looks, including your text. So this is a really good tip. Okay, text is very helpful. There's my text. I put it in. And now I'm going to go to my canvas. Excuse the pop-up there. So I'm going to go to canvas. Should get out the text there. There we go. Okay, press on canvas. And this is where we choose the ratio. Now the ratio is important because you're able to use different formats, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. So Facebook, for example, likes 1:1 ratio. So I changed the ratio by 1:1. And as you can see now, because this was a widescreen 16:9 video originally, there's bars now that show up in the video, and that doesn't look very nice. So I'm letting it play back just to show you those two white bars that appear because I've changed the format. As you can see also, the text is all off and completely half invisible. So there's a couple things we need to change when we change the ratio. So we're going to zoom it in, and that will fill in the ratio. So I'm going to change the ratio for all of them, all of my clips. This is really important. Here's the multiple check mark, as you can see on the left there, the two check marks next to each other. That means apply to all. So you can change the ratio or pretty much anything you're working on of all your clips at the same time by pushing apply to all with those two check marks. Okay, so I'm going to fix the text now. All right. So now we're in a 1:1 ratio. This is perfect for Instagram or Facebook videos or Facebook ads. You just zoom in, fix the text, and it's no longer an issue. But do the text after you choose the ratio, please. There's all kinds of different ratios for different types of social media. And as you can see on the app here, there's ratios for TikTok, Instagram stories, displays on iPhones, just different things. I use only 16:9 and 1:1 for my work, particularly on Fiverr. But if you're really into social media, you might be using some of these. This concludes session 4. Thank you very much. Hi everybody, this is Cliff. This is session 6, trimming and splitting clips. Let's get started. Okay, so I have 3 clips on here that I have put onto this roll, and I'm scrolling through them right now. You can see here we're going to be splitting and trimming these 3 clips in various ways. So I'm going to go back to the first one here. And you just press your finger on it to highlight the clip. Now you can press your finger on that white edge of the clip there and slide it in. That's a really fast and easy way to manually trim your clip down. I slide it over and I can continue to do it. And as you can see, the timer changes as you slide it in, so you know how long your clip is. You can slide it back out to undo it. See, you slide it back the other way if you want to undo it that way and continue to adjust it in and out. It's a real quick and easy way to edit these clips. Now, sometimes you may decide you want to split the clip, so I just split it right there by pushing the split button. Now you got two different clips you're working with, and you can press your finger on it to highlight which one. And as you can see, I am reducing the trim there on the first clip to make it shorter. And I can do the same with the second clip, or I can just delete it. So I deleted the actual first clip, left the second clip on there. And I can continue to trim that manually by sliding that over as well. I'm going to go on to the second clip here. I've split it, and then I just press delete, and it deletes the one that's already highlighted. Now I can trim that clip that's left over down to 3 seconds there. And then this final clip, I'm going to split that as well and delete the rest of that. And I can trim that one down to 3 seconds if I want. Or I just hit undo and the rest of the clip comes back on there. I decide I want to split it later in the clip into different sections. When you split different sections, you can do different things with them. It's not just trim. You can put a different filter on them. You can zoom in on different clips and have some clips zoomed out, which in the earlier sessions I taught you how to do. So splitting clips is important if you want to be able to do that. Now, I have selected a way to pre-cut clips if you want. You can pre-cut or pre-trim the clips. So I did that with this one here. I personally don't use that much at all unless you know exactly what you want to do on the clip. I just find it easier to slide the clip around and trim it manually that way, or split it and delete the other part of the clip. But you may find that you like that. Now, as you can see, I'm expanding the clip again after I've deleted parts of it. And Inshot remembers what the whole clip is like, so you can just slide it back out if you decide you need to readjust it. So I'm sliding it right back out here. It remembers the rest of the clip, so you're not having to rely on hitting that undo button all the time. This concludes session 6. We'll see you in session 7. Hi everybody, this is Cliff. This is session 6, trimming and splitting clips. Let's get started. Okay, so I have 3 clips on here that I have put onto this roll, and I'm scrolling through them right now. You can see here we're going to be splitting and trimming these 3 clips in various ways. So I'm going to go back to the first one here. And you just press your finger on it to highlight the clip. Now you can press your finger on that white edge of the clip there and slide it in. That's a really fast and easy way to manually trim your clip down. I slide it over and I can continue to do it. And as you can see, the timer changes as you slide it in, so you know how long your clip is. You can slide it back out to undo it. See, you slide it back the other way if you want to undo it that way and continue to adjust it in and out. It's a real quick and easy way to edit these clips. Now, sometimes you may decide you want to split the clip, so I just split it right there by pushing the split button. Now you got two different clips you're working with, and you can press your finger on it to highlight which one. And as you can see, I am reducing the trim there on the first clip to make it shorter. And I can do the same with the second clip, or I can just delete it. So I deleted the actual first clip, left the second clip on there. And I can continue to trim that manually by sliding that over as well.
I'm going to go on to the second clip here. I've split it, and then I just press delete, and it deletes the one that's already highlit. Now I can trim that clip that's left over down to 3 seconds there. And then this final clip, I'm going to split that as well and delete the rest of that. And I can trim that one down to 3 seconds if I want. Or I just hit undo and the rest of the clip comes back on there. I decide I want to split it later in the clip into different sections. When you split different sections, you can do different things with them. It's not just trim. You can put a different filter on them. You can zoom in on different clips and have some clips zoomed out, which in the earlier sessions I taught you how to do. So splitting clips is important if you want to be able to do that. Now, I have selected a way to pre-cut clips if you want. You can pre-cut or pre-trim the clips. So I did that with this one here. I personally don't use that much at all unless you know exactly what you want to do on the clip. I just find it easier to slide the clip around and trim it manually that way, or split it and delete the other part of the clip. But you may find that you like that. Now, as you can see, I'm expanding the clip again after I've deleted parts of it. And Inshot remembers what the whole clip is like, so you can just slide it back out if you decide you need to readjust it. So I'm sliding it right back out here. It remembers the rest of the clip, so you're not having to rely on hitting that undo button all the time. This concludes session 6. We'll see you in session 7.
Hi everybody, welcome to session 5. This is rotate, flip, crop, and skew. Let's get started. All right, so I have 3 different videos that I've put into this roll here to demonstrate these features. So there's one right there. We've got another one in the middle here. And then finally, a couple dancing on the last clip here. Each one of these needs an adjustment. We'll show you how this works. So first of all, sometimes you're gonna film things, even though you're filming in landscape mode, you put it into Inshot, it just looks vertical and it's the wrong way. So all you need to do is rotate it. So what I've done there is I pressed the rotate button and I'm gonna press it again until I get it upright. So now it's pretty much ready to be featured in the film. So that was a pretty easy one to fix. And there I'm just kind of showing what the video looks like that when it's done upright. So all I did was rotate it. The next video, I would like to crop and get a closer view of my model here. So I press the crop button. Notice you can change the ratios as well, just like you can in Canvas. But I'm cropping it, and as you can see, I'm zooming in on the left here, and it shows you where it's going to crop it. So you can kind of zoom in and crop it that way. I use this sometimes. Sometimes I just go right to Canvas and zoom in that way. So there's different ways to do this. The next feature I'm going to demonstrate here, as you can see, it's zoomed in. But the next feature I'm going to demonstrate is the flip function. Sometimes you want something to come from the left side instead of the right side or vice versa. So the flip button is right there. And you just press that and it will flip the screen around the other way. So if you look at the picture of the model, as you can see now, the green wall is on the right side. I'll flip it back to the left side. And then you can hit play and see how it looks. I flipped it back there. I believe I flipped it back and forth a few times here, just to kind of give you an idea. The final feature that we are going to look at is skew. Now sometimes you'll film something and you can see on the horizon or the ground it's just not at the correct angle, especially if someone's holding an iPhone or crooked. So what I'm doing is I push the crop button, and as you can see next to crop it says skew. So again, I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right clip here. And I'm going to press the crop button, There's the skew button, so I'm going to press that. Now with the skew, all you need to do is move it back and forth with your thumb, and you can see the picture on the left rotate. So you can just turn it so it looks straight. Now the couple looks like they're dancing on a level beach instead of a hill. You press the check mark when you get it just right. And that's it. Those are the 3 functions. See, you play it back, it looks good. And that concludes our lesson on rotating, flipping, cropping, and skewing. Hi everyone, welcome to session 7, adding font, text, and animation. I tend to keep my animation and font simple for professional videos, but it's good to know how to do this. Okay, let's get started. So I've got a video up here of some guys walking on the beach fishing. So I'm going to scroll a little bit on the footage here to show you what I have. You can see a big button there that says text right above it where I'm scrolling. So I'll highlight that. So as soon as you push that, it shows you the text I've already added into the video. And then I've added the text button again, and now I'm actually typing in fishing at the beach. Oh, I gotta put a space in there. Now I'm not so crazy about that font, so what I'm going to do is I'm pushing the big A and a little a button, and you can scroll up and down and look at different kinds of fonts. If you see the import button, you can also import fonts as long as it is the correct file type. Okay, you drag it around and you notice you see a little couple lines that appear that flash in the middle. It helps you center it. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose a text color. You can choose all kinds of different colors. Just mix and match to see what you want for the text. Next up, you can choose the border of the outside, the outlining of the text. You can change the color of the border as well. I tend to like to stick with white text with a black border. Then you can go to shadow and you can add certain shadow effects and how thick the shadow is with the sliders there. Next up is the label, and you can change the labeling of what it looks like and what colors you want. Preset labels. You can do all kinds of customization, and then you can also make it as clear or as opaque as you want on the settings there. So I'm going to go back to my font here and choose a font that I like. We'll do blackout 2 AM. I'm going to move it up to the top there. The next setting we're going to look at is the 3 lines there, and you can choose the spacing of how close the letters are together to customize it a little bit. You can also choose how big the font is. It's another way besides just dragging your finger on the double arrow on the screen there. You can choose how big the font is, and it shows you the point level of the font right there to the right. Okay, the next one up is to choose the animation of how it comes in or out. And as you can see, you've got either nothing with a little circle with a slash through it, or you can choose if it fades in. You can choose if it comes in from the left or the right. You've got some more visible effects at the bottom that make me a little dizzy when I look at them. I don't use those very often, but it's nice to know you can do that. So I'm going to have this come in from the left. That's my animation. And I've got a slider on the left where you're choosing how slow or how fast that comes in. I think I have it set for 1 second. And now I'm going to tilt the font a little bit just to kind of put an angle to it, a little style there. And that will complete my animation. Now you can choose whether this animation comes in and out. If you see the in and out words there, you just press which one. Inshot lets you do one or the other. I just tend to go in a lot of the time. If I use them at all. Now I'm going to drag the length out of the text here for that whole scene when they're walking on the beach. You can see my session 7 work already on this roll. That completes text and text animation customization. I look forward to seeing you at the next session, session number 8. Hi everyone, welcome to session 8, transitions. This is a real important one because transitions are that small touch that make all the difference on making your video look professional. It's very subtle but really important to pay attention to these fine details. So let's get started. Okay, I have 3 screens up again, full-size phone screen you can see on the left, and then I'm playing around with the picture-in-picture to kind of make sure you can see which buttons I'm pressing, and I'm scrolling through all the videos I have here. So I've got some stock footage and some video I shot. So the transitions are these little boxes that show up right between each scene. It's a little white box there, and you can kind of decide how you're going to handle that transition. Now, most of the time when you've got stock footage scenes, I actually tend to not use any type of transitions. However, if I transition to something I filmed, I tend to use a transition. As you can see, there's different transitions you can choose, and there's a slider on top that you can slide back and forth to decide how long you want the transition to be. So I did add a transition here, and as you can see, going from the stock footage to the film of the shower head here, I did put a little blur transition, and it makes it much more of a gentle transition. Now see here, I'm going back and forth, there's no transition, it looks a little jarring. So I'm gonna press on that, and I'm gonna add a blur transition, and I'm not gonna change the time much. See, as you can see, it looks much more just consistent, gentle on the eyes. You can experiment with different types of transitions by clicking on them. So as you can see, I've got one set here, coming from a black coming from the left. I could do kind of a dissolve in and out. You can try different ones to see what kind of effects that you want on it. Some are really jarring and will make sense if you're doing something that has a lot of action, like sports or something like that. Then you definitely want to use transitions that are a little more active. It just depends on what you're doing and just artistically what you're going for, but it's just a really small touch. You can see I'm trying out glitch ones, I'm trying screen split ones, just different ones to make the transition look different. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning and try some transitions with the stock footage. This is a light transition. I actually really like this one. I might use that. You can see when I go back and forth and play it, these little lens flares come in there and transition between the stock footage. This one, I'm gonna try the light again, but I don't think it's gonna look as good, but I might just leave it there. Okay, yeah, I don't know, it's an artistic thing, whether you like it or not. It just depends on what you want to show for the transitions. But again, it's these little small touches that you put into your video to really make it pop and make it look professional. Some I like more than others, but you can experiment and try. Just be sure to take the time to work on each transition between each clip. Look for those little white squares there with the edit part. All right, that's it for this session. We'll see you in session 9. Hello everybody, this is session 9, adjusting the speed of your film and adding reverse if needed. Let's get started. Okay, I've got a video here of a cliff diver, and as you can see, it's a little slow when I play it at full speed because the clip was shot in slow motion. So I'm gonna speed it up here in a second. Yeah, it's definitely too slow. So I'll go back to the beginning of the clip, and I'm gonna scroll over and press speed. And you can do standard speed, so 2.0 is twice the speed. So let's play that and see how that looks. Yeah, that's a little faster, but it's still a little slow for me. But that's okay. We'll play around with curve here. Now curve, you can actually adjust the clip at different parts of the clip on how fast it is. So you'll see this a lot when you have a clip go really fast and then really slow and then really fast again. In this case, I'm making it slow and then fast and then slow again. So as you can see him dive, he's going down pretty fast, and then it slows down here when he hits the water, and it should speed up here at the end. Not really how I would edit this clip, but just to give you an example of how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in and we can undo the curve here and go back to standard here. So I'm gonna reset the speed. it's still in curve. Okay, so now we're back in standard. Let's go back to, well, I mean, you can go up to 75 times the speed. So I'm playing it at 9 times the speed. That's way too fast, but you can see what it's doing to the clip here. So I'm gonna go back to about 3, maybe, yeah, 3.5. And that looks like more of a normal speed. So that's the basics of adjusting the speed. So I'm gonna duplicate this clip now, and we'll add reverse in to show you how that works and make kind of a cool effect. So rather than the clip repeating itself, if you press reverse, it's going to process here and put that whole entire clip in reverse. It just takes a few seconds. Now the clip's in reverse. So as you can see, he dives down into the water, and then because it's in reverse, he's going to come right back out of the water here. Right back up. Okay, so let's adjust the speed to make it look kind of cool. All right, so with this clip, I'm gonna make it pretty fast. And then the second clip in reverse, I'm actually going to do a curve adjustment of the speed. I'll have it be really slow for a second and then speed it up for him to jump back out. Okay. So let's see here, let's play the whole clip. So he's diving down pretty fast, sploosh, and then all of a sudden slows down and he's going to fly right back out. Again, not my best editing work, but it should give you an idea of what you can do. Hi everybody, welcome to session 10 using stickers. This is very important and it's probably one of the most useful lessons with putting together these videos. Let's get started. I've got some footage here of a woman dancing here and I want to add some stickers to it. So I use a lot of stickers. You'll see in these videos, every time you see an arrow or hand or something, those are stickers. So I'm just kind of showing you the footage here. I've got 2 different women dancing. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a sticker. So we're going to choose which one, and there's a lot to choose from. As you can see, you can just scroll through them and choose emojis, just little animations. There's just a lot in Inshot that you can get and continuously download and add to your collection. I'm going to add a heart here just for fun. And I can make it a little bit bigger. And I'll press the check mark, and now the heart appears while she's dancing. I'm going to make it a little bit longer here by pushing the sticker button again to show the sticker, and I'm going to drag it out to the very end of the clip. There we go. Now, I'm going to work on the next scene here and add some more stickers in. You'll see me do different things here. I'm looking through them. I mean, there's just so many things. So many things you can add. I haven't found one yet, but I'll keep looking here. You can also search for certain memes and GIFs. So I typed in dancing and I have all these dancing emojis and little animated things. So I'm going to choose Stitch from Disney and Winnie the Pooh. Probably not how I'd normally do something like this, but I'm just giving you an example. So yeah, you can just kind of make it however you want. So I'll put Stitch on one side, Winnie the Pooh on the other. And then here, instead of dragging it out, you can actually highlight video end or clip end to shortcut it to make sure you have it over the entire clip. Yeah, this is not my best work, but just giving you an example of the kind of things you can do. I'm going to add some more to the first clip here. Press the sticker button again. And you can look for, again, all types of things. I think in the end here, I'm going to go for an actual video clip. So in dancing, there's some GIFs there. Looks like a scene from The Office. So I can put that in there as well. You can add your own photos as a sticker as well. But yeah, okay, she's dancing with a heart, and then she's got a little video clip right there. I'm gonna add a couple more things. You do have a limit of how many stickers you can add. Ideally, artistically, you don't want to have too many, but I'm just kind of giving you an example. I tend to like these neon ones. They're really bright and they stick out. I'm dragging those out. Okay, and we'll go back and watch that. Yeah, see, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stickers. But you can become real creative and really add something that really pops with your videos just by being able to choose stickers or even just photographs that you want. Hi everybody, this is session 11, resolution and frames per second. This is a very short one, but very important, as this is how you will present your video when you finalize it and mix it down to your phone. Okay, so I've got a video here of an ad that I've done for an Amazon commercial. And as you can see in the upper right hand corner, there is an arrow pointing up through the box. That is your export button. That's how you export your video to your phone, so you can save it. There's the save button right there. Notice there's resolution and frame rate, and you can see the FPS right next to it, and it tells you the estimated size at the bottom. So for resolution, 1080p is your high definition, 4K is really fancy, but it's going to give you a bigger file size. And then your frames per second, 24 is the standard movies and videos that we're used to. That's what I do for most of my clients. Then you press save and it shows your phone rendering the video. Just keep your phone unlocked and you're good to go. Welcome everybody to lesson 12, duplicating clips and adding beat markers. This is a great lesson. You know, with video, when you edit it in time with music, it makes a huge difference. So I'm going to teach you later how to add music, but for right now, I've added a track to this. Right there, I'm going to click on beats. And so you pull the music back, you hit play, and you listen to the music, and then you can add the beat. You have to have some timing there, so you want to make sure you press the button there when the timing comes. And you can do it every other measure, or every 4 beats, or you can just do it how you want to. So now I'm going to go back, and I can see the beats are right there in those little white dots. So I'll press the check mark, get back to my video. And I'm going to play the video, and it's really not matching up with the music. So I have to do some editing on the video here. So you can see the beat marker right there. So I'm going to just check mark back out of that, and I'm going to press my finger onto the clip and split it. I'm not going to use both of these, I'm just going to use one of them. And we're going to go to the next clip, and we're going to split that one as well. So I've pressed that to highlight that. There's the beat marker. I'm going to mix up the clips a little bit there. Still not matching up, but at least I've got the clips in the order that I want. I'm going to go ahead and delete these last 2 clips. Actually, in a second. First, I'm going to check the music. See, there's the dot right there. Press the check mark, and then I'm going to split it right there and delete that little split that I made. And as you can see, the little white dots on the bottom, it's now matching up. So I'm going to duplicate. This is the other part of the videos, how to duplicate. It's really easy. You just highlight whatever it is you're doing, and and you press the duplicate button. You could duplicate anything. See, I'm repeating the process here. You could duplicate clips, stickers, text. Okay, so I'm playing it back, and it's matching up. You can see how much of a difference it makes in your video editing when you match up things with subtle but very professional. We'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome to lesson 13, freeze and zoom. This is a trick that's used in a lot of commercials and adds a lot of humor to your videos. Let's get started. So I've got a clip here, and I'm going to play it until a scene where the woman turns her face towards the camera. I'm going to stop it right there, and that's where I want to start to freeze my frame. I'm going to scroll right back to it. And I'm going to scroll over to on the panel where it says freeze. Press that, and it'll freeze that exact frame for 3 seconds. So play it back, and we can see how it freezes it right there. Now, let's add the zoom effect, because that's what makes the freeze real special, is to zoom in. So go to Effects, Slow Zoom. We don't want to zoom too fast, too far. Check out of that. We'll go back and play it and see how it looks. Good. Zooming in right there on her face. Now for added effects, we can add music to it, or sound effect. In this case, we're using the trombone wah-wah sound. You notice the video clip is a little short compared to the sound effect. So we're going to adjust the length of the video clip to match the sound. See on the bottom, the purple line shows the soundtrack below it, so we know how far to drag it to increase the size of the clip. We're also going to press filter and increase the zoom length as well, so it matches up with the sound effect and the length of the clip. Press play. And there you have it. Multiple ways to have fun and add a lot of flair to your movies. See you next lesson. Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 14, picture in picture, blend and cutout. Some great tools that will help your videos stand out and look very professional. So I've got a video, a girl on a go-kart here. What we're going to do is we're going to press with our finger the picture in picture. It's PIP. And we're going to add another movie with the picture in picture. You can add pictures or movies, photos or movies. I'm going to drag it over a little bit in a second. There we go. Maybe get it in the corner of the screen. You can flip it back and forth. You can change the size of it, move it around. Got it back in the corner of the screen. And I'm also moving the video over a little bit so that it comes in after a couple seconds. It just adds a little extra effect, like that. You can add up to 3 different picture-in-pictures. You can go back now, and I'm still on the picture-in-picture, and you can add filters to it to make it look different. I'm going to leave it in the original, and you can adjust it, contrast, etc. Now I'm actually going to blend it. So as you can see, there's some preset blends, or you can just use the slider to manually blend it. So I can add it so it's just a little transparent. There just might be times when you're going to do this for cinematic effect. I'll hit play, and you can see it's blended in a little bit. Use blend as you will. Now I'm going to take a second and press the cutout button with my finger, and it's going to take some time to render, so I sped up the film. Now it's taken out all the background and just left the girl on the go-kart in the cutout. Increase the blend all the way so we could see her better. And it didn't cut her out perfectly. You're going to have varied results with this, but again, it just adds little extra effect if you find the right use for it. And you can make some just really creative videos using cutout. You can use cutout photos or videos. And that's it for this lesson. Hi, welcome to lesson 15, using Keystone. This is probably one of the most intimidating skills when I first started this, but as you'll find in this lesson, it's actually pretty easy. Let's get started. This is a video of my pig. His name's Hammy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add text and name him Hammy the pig. I'm gonna move it down, and then I want it to scroll across the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to give it a little more time on the film here by drawing it out with my finger. And then I'm pressing the text button to get the text back up. And I'm going to tap the text bar there and then tap Keystone. And when you tap Keystone, it puts a little green arrow there, and you can just move it along to the end there and tap Keystone again. And it gives you 2 markers. Now, I haven't really done anything with it. So you can go back and erase the keystones. As you highlight it, you see a little negative sign there, and you can take off the keystones. Okay, so I put one back on at the beginning there, and I'm sliding it over to where I want it to start, and I'm going to the end here, and I'm going to tap Keystone again and put a marker there, and I'm going to slide it over to where I want it at the end of the movement. That's what Keystone does. Hit OK. Okay, now we'll play it back, and you can see the words are moving across the screen. That is Keystone. Keystone is moving anything across the screen. Could be text, stickers, pictures, even other videos, as you'll see in a minute. All right, so I'm going to add on a sticker. I'm going to search for pig. And there's the pig I want right there. A little dancing pig, a little dancing sticker, animated sticker. So what we're going to do is we want him to start right there. I'm going to lengthen out the amount of time it's on screen, maybe just to match the text there. Okay, now we'll start with our keystone work. I'm going to press Keystone. Here's our starting point. And halfway, I want him to stop right there. And then at the end, oh, excuse me, the next keystone, I want him to grow. And then at the end, I'm going to hit another keystone with my finger and then move them, shrink them down and move them over. So we've done 4 separate keystone activities here. See, now he's moving across the screen. We hit the next keystone. He's going to grow, and the next one we make him shrink down and move to the other side there. So now we have 2 animations going on in this video. Now I want to add another one. I'm not going to add one yet, excuse me. I'm going to edit this one and make it do one more thing. So I've added a separate keystone, and I'm rotating it for that animation. So I just added one in the middle there, press the check mark. Now when we watch it again, we've got him rotating and changing size and bouncing around a little bit there. You can get creative on how you want to animate things. Okay, next up we are going to animate a video here and move that across the screen. So I've added a video. So again, I'm going to press the keystone button here. Move them across the screen here and set the other keystone. So now when I hit play, he's moving across the screen. And that is how you use the keystone function. We'll see you in the next lesson. Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 16, adding voiceover. This is a quick and really easy lesson to adding your voice or vocal track over your movies. Let's get started. So I've got a video here of some goats that I took, and I want to be able to add a voiceover track to narrate this. So I'm going to press the music button, and then I'm going to press the record button. It's going to count down, and you can use your voice with the iPhone or Android built-in microphone, or you can plug in a little tiny microphone that is available for these smartphones. Record your voice, And then if you want to re-record it, you can press the return, kind of the circular arrow button. And if you want to retake it, it'll automatically bring you back to a countdown and you can retake it. This is really handy when you just are trying to get it exactly right and you want to try over and over, and you can press one button. Okay, once you like it, you can press the check mark and it'll show you the track there. Now, if I want to add another track, I press record again. And I'm recording more voice here. And then I could stop the recording. And I'm going to keep that one as well. And as you can see, there's different tracks here. And you can actually split the tracks if you don't like part of the track and you want to delete it. All right, so then you can add another vocal track here that I'm doing. And I didn't like that take, so I'm just going to press delete and it's going to just bring me back to the screen. I can start it over again. So I'm measuring it up there while I want to start it. And then I'm going to re-record the track there. Pretty simple. I'm going to okay that and keep those tracks, those takes there. As you can see, you can add different takes on different tracks at the same time because there's different levels of elevation there. And finally, you can adjust the volume of your vocal recording, voiceover. You can just use the slider there after pressing the volume button. And press the check mark when you're done to okay it. And that's it for this lesson. See you next time. Hello everybody, welcome to lesson 17, capturing music and sounds. We're getting to the icing on the cake here in our videos. Let's get started. All right, so I got a video here of some surfing and I want to add some surf music ultimately, but I'm going to press music here. This is our entryway into sound effects, recording, or music. So sound effects we'll focus on for a second. I'm choosing game sound effects just for illustration. Let's go with the cat 2 and we'll see how that sounds. It's very abrasive, but we'll just keep it in there for right now. Now I'm going to go back into music again and we're going to show you how to use the music that's already on there. Inshot provides a lot of different artists and sounds, and you can choose from them and sample them. And when you do this, you always want to make sure if you're going to use their music and import it to your list, you got to credit the artist and the song on your video. That's kind of a nice feature of Inshot. Another way of getting music is to import music. And I use a service called Artlist, and so I own the license and royalties for these songs on Artlist, so I don't have to worry about giving credits or whatnot. So I'm going to play around with surfing time, and then I'm going to go back into the menu here, and another option is to extract audio from a video that you've made. So I created a video commercial, and I can extract that and put that right on there. So we'll listen to that, and that doesn't really sound like surf music, but it gives you an example of being able to use audio from your videos that you've already created as well. So there's different ways of getting music. So I'm going to delete that. I'm also going to delete the sound effect. The final way I'm going to show you how to get music is to be able to extract music from YouTube videos and other sources if you want to do it that way. Just be aware of copyright laws. So you can, on your iPhone, you can press the screen record button, and then I'm going to the YouTube app. I'm going to open up a video here for a surf song. And as you screen record, you just play the music of the surf song. And then ultimately you can extract that audio from the video. And again, beware of copyright laws if you're going to take music off of YouTube. Okay, I'm going to show you how to import music into your app. Press imported. And at the top there, you're going to press the import button. Right there. And I'm importing from my downloads, and there's a song right there that I downloaded, so I'm going to press that, and it's going to press OK, and it's going to add that to my list of songs that are always going to be there in Inshot. So there's the song at the very top I just imported. I'm going to press use with my finger, and once I press use, it shows up in my video. That's it for this lesson. We'll see you for the next one. Hi everybody, this is lesson 18 using Chroma key, otherwise known as green screen. This technique does take a little finesse, but it is used so often in almost everything we watch. I'm going to start with picture in picture, And we're going to add in a green screen video here of a group of people talking. And I'm going to adjust the size here of the picture to make the people look a normal size on the floor there. All of you should know how to adjust size and move things around with your finger here by this point. Next, I'm going to go over and press Chroma. Now, this part takes a little finesse. You're going to move this little circle around with your finger until the people in the background disappears completely. That's green and leaves the people there. You're going to press check. And now I can see there's still a green silhouette behind everybody. I'm going to adjust again the size of the picture again. Okay, so I see that green silhouette. Let's take care of that. So we're going to highlight the clip there, and we're going to press Chroma again, and we're going to slide the strength slider until we do not see the green background line around the people. So again, it takes a little fine tuning. Now it's just the video of the people, and as you can see, I'm adjusting the size of them again to make sure they fit in the screen properly. I'm going to press play, press OK, and I'll press play. And that's it. Basically, you got a group of people talking. That's a picture background that I downloaded. And that's the magic of using Chroma key and a green screen shot. Now, I've changed the background there, and we might want to focus in a little bit on the focus if we use a different background. So again, I'm going to go back to the picture-in-picture so I can get the Chroma key to strip up, and I'm going to adjust the size of the people, and I'm going to pull it a little off screen so I can get their upper bodies. So if you have a blurred background, this might be a more appropriate shot. As you can see, this is all about your creativity, finesse, and this is pretty easy to do once you get used to it, and it'll come in really handy. And that concludes our video on Chroma key. Let's move on to the next lesson. We'll see you then. Hi everybody, this is lesson 19, applying filters, adjustments, and adjusting your settings. Let's get started. I've got a video up here, a little commercial I just did for Amazon with my puppy. And we're going to press the filter button. And when we press that button, we're going to start with adjust. Now adjust is your typical lightness, contrast, warmth. As you can see, you can use the slider to adjust it a little bit. You know, just use this artistically as you see fit. Most of the time, honestly, I do not use these at all. But it's nice to know you can make some adjustments. I do brighten it up occasionally, however. Okay, filter. That's more kind of like if you're just going to make a big change to it, and you can get pretty extreme, as you can see in the colors that you want to filter it with. You can split up your cuts into different parts and do different colors with each one. So as you can see, you can press this little button up here and you can kind of see before and after and toggle back and forth to see how you're doing. So I'm going to leave that and go to the filter button. Now this is a little redundant. You push filter, it brings you to the filter tab, which we were just on, and then you can press adjust as well. So it's just two different ways of getting to the same menu there. Next up is effect. And we did play with this earlier with the slow zoom effect, but there are a lot of other effects that you can use. And the limitation of Inshot is you can only seem to do one effect per video strip there, so you can't stack effects. So I'm trying different ones out here, you know, shutter, darken, moment, so you can see it affects the video. Retro's kind of cool. I like the VHS setting, and then I'll crank up the value on that to make it a little bit more of an extreme 80s looking old video cassette. That's a lot of fun. And you can go to celebrate as well and add certain effects in there like snow or fireworks. You know, less is more. You really don't want to add too many effects. It's just going to confuse your viewer. So with that, I don't mind just using one thing at a time. You have distort as well. Mirror, that looks kind of weird. Don't really like that much. Let's try fisheye. Fisheye is cool. Just adds, I cranked up the value there, and then I'm going to lengthen the effect. You can create it for the entire strip of the video, or you can break it up into certain sections and parts. All right, next up, we're going to go into the settings. Now, we did talk about this in video number 11, but I just want to reiterate that, you know, your size of your video is going to depend on your frames per second and your video resolution. You don't want to fill up your phone or your cloud drive. So you want to be careful about what you choose for this. And then furthermore, on the settings on your camera on your phone for your video camera, make sure those are set at high def or 4K, depending on how you want to film. So that way you have room to move down in frames per second in resolution if you decide to. And that's it. That's it for lesson 19. We'll see you on the next video. Welcome everybody, you've made it. This is it, my final lesson. The final skills and equipment for lesson 20. Final tips, skills, and equipment for you to learn to make amazing professional videos. Whether it's for yourself or to do it freelance as a contractor. This is a video here that I made for little stocking caps that I filmed. It's one of my favorite ones I've done. So, first piece of equipment that you really need is this. It's a gimbal. It holds your smartphone and keeps it stable. This is really the key. If there's one piece of equipment you get, it's this. These are the types of shots that you want to get, where you're going left to right, up and down at different angles. The gimbal imitates really expensive pieces of equipment that normally are used in Hollywood. So you get shots like this. Here's a closer picture of the gimbal. I'll put a link below to one on Amazon that you can order. And I use it all the time. So, best piece of equipment. Next up, this is called a light box. This is great if you're going to be doing professional photography or videos of products and you wanted to make it look like it's in a studio. It gives you that nice white backdrop. This here is a combo kit of light trees and a screen that you can buy with different colors, so you can do a green screen or a white screen. This is a microphone that clips onto your smartphone. That's an Android plug, but you can get an iPhone plug-in for a professional sounding microphone. I like the wired versions. Now this is a boom stand as a boom stand holder for a smartphone. This is great for being able to set up still shots. Okay, now let's talk about volume for a second. You want to make sure you have a reasonable volume of music. I tend to turn it down as low as I can on Inshot. If you're going to have it up, you can move it up halfway. And you always want to fade out and maybe fade in a little bit. This really adds that polish. It's amazing how many people don't do this. Next up, you want to add a fade in or fade out with a blank video. So you want to adjust the transition. I usually make it about 0.5 seconds. Put it at the end sometimes on my videos. So it's out really nicely to white or black. And you want to put one at the beginning of the video as well sometimes, depending on what you're doing. You can see it in the beginning of this video I did. So you fade in. Again, these little things add a lot of polish. Will set you apart from everyone else. Well, this concludes my course. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you've learned a lot. Be sure to join my free Facebook group. I'll put the link below for community support and to show off your optional final project and occasionally hear from me. Thank you.